Welcome, welcome,
Hello.
welcome. So firstly, let's just go around, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Alice Mayer and I'm an actor musician.
Hi, I'm Ella. Ella Stokes. I am an actor, singer, and I trained at the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire.
Brilliant. And Alice, where did you study?
I went to the old Rose Bruford.
Lovely. Cool. Fantastic. So, great to have you here, guys. Absolutely fantastic to have you here. First things first, because in the last few videos I've been talking a lot about monologues and things like that. So when it comes to like monologues that either you take to auditions now or that you took to drama schools, how did you come to choose them? And what do you think was the best monologue you did?
I can reflect back on drama school auditions. I think it's really overwhelming because you're kind of balancing between you don't want to go into a room where everyone's doing the same speech as you and everyone panics and it's just like the second someone does your speech, just like they're going, great, I didn't pick an original enough one. I didn't pick everyone's doing that. Everyone goes to 6 different auditions, everyone's doing that, and you try and pick the most unique one. And like you're hoping you pick a really like obscure one that the panel go, wow, I've never heard this. But I think I started getting it once you just pick the speeches that you really liked. I think we all know this, but fundamentally, like, it doesn't matter. Everyone's heard Lady Macbeth 1,000 times. Everyone's heard King Henry V 1,000 times. Everyone's heard them all. So it's just
Viola. Fucking Viola, man.
yeah. Like, there are some where it's like maybe don't. Like I think Central they like created a list like do not do this, and or certain like certain
Yeah.
schools have ones like that, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think the whole the material is still there for a reason, but I think it was just finding a bit of identity in the speeches that you choose, like something that you get excited by. Not necessarily, it's nothing about casting, it's nothing about what you think, oh, I could see myself playing that. I think for me, the important thing is finding something that excites you, and then you'll get into the material, you'll get into the text, and you'll do your best. So I picked Richard III, the drama school. I wasn't trying to be quirky and do a speech that often women don't tend to do. I just really liked the character. I liked the emotional decline, and at the point in the play, it's when you see a vulnerable side. So I was excited by that. And then my contemporary was a play I went to see. And I think sometimes when you have an association with it or an excitement to it from a memory, sometimes that draws you to it. And as long as there's something that you enjoy about it, that it's personal to you, or not, there's no alter like, oh, the panel are going to like this. I think you're always in a safe place when you're picking your material.
I tried to sort of figure out where my place was in the industry. You don't need to know fully what you are, but I'm from North Wales and like I'm part Jewish and things like that. There's things, and then what I did was sort of highlight them to be like, hey, this is my selling point essentially. So I chose a nice Welsh piece by Gary Owen, and he did a few amazing plays. He's such a great writer, so check him out. But I did Cancer Time by Gary Owen, and that was a really lovely piece that I spliced together, which is just basically taking maybe a monologue here that's there, and then there's a few lines, and then just moving them together, and then you feel that the other character is more present. So rather than maybe having a bit that's just a big chunk of text, all you're thinking about is who you're saying it to and why you're saying it at that point. And so the piece that I had was she just found out that her brother had died, but she was telling a really funny story about something that happened at work that was slightly traumatic to her, that she was like, oh, and it just really flustered her, and then she was just telling it to her best friend. And so there's those layers underneath, and I think that's so much more fun to play than just like, I really fancy this boy and he's really nice. And it's so lovely to do as a woman a piece that's not about a man.
Cocktail test.
Uh,
Woo!
yeah, it's like we passed the test. And then for Shakies, for good Shakespeare's, I also spliced a little bit, which has been naughty, but I was like, who would I like to play in history and things like that, and I chose Joan of Arc and did one of the speeches from that. There's two speeches. There's one where she's saying, oh, I'm pregnant, oh, don't kill me.
Before you kill me and all that sort.
Yes.
I did that for my GSA audition.
Did you?
Yeah, I did that.
Because that's a great one. And then there's I did the look on my country, look on at the end, and that's it's just a really good one. And it's just you're trying to guilt trip a man into going, hey, come and join our army. We're way better. And I know she's French and things like that, but thought of it as your own like identity. So I made her more Welsh than she needed to be, but it sounds great. And yeah, I think if you just play up who you are and what they're going to be getting in drama school from you.
That's great. That's like a really good point, one that I don't think I highlighted that much and should have done, but thanks for highlighting that, guys. That's really, really helpful. So you've chosen your monologues, you've practiced them, you've done all of that stuff. Now you actually go through the auditions. What do you guys look for in a drama school? Like, what do you want from a drama school, or what makes you go, maybe this one isn't the right one for me?
I think a big thing, and it sounds, I think, because drama school is also, it's a university experience, and it's a getting away from home as well. So I think because there is such a you wait so many years to go, I think where you are is actually quite important, and the the opportunities that are around you. I think we're learning more and more that there are far more regional theatres, and there's far more access. They're not just London. But I remember when I was auditioning, I was like, let's get out of where I'm from. I was like, let's escape a little bit. Because I trained on the foundation course literally on my doorstep, and everyone else had come from near and far. And I just think when you are training, it is so important to be in an environment where you can completely submerge yourself and not be in, you work so hard to get to that place, and there's a lot of gratitude. There are so few spaces that you want to give yourself the best opportunity. So picking a place that on an individual basis allows that. I think you look at if the school has theatres, if the practitioners you're studying are ones you're interested in or you're excited by. I think certain schools have more money than other schools. And it's not something I think I anticipated until training. And upon reflection, I think you look back at that. Money is a big part of your training. It determines what shows you do. It determines what people they can bring in and out. And as we know, the arts hasn't got as much money as it should. So I think it's not a selfish thing. I think it's an important thing when you're looking at a school. It's making sure it's one that can support you in every aspect and gives you the best shot when you leave. The priority is the training. You could have all the opportunities in the world when you're there, but if you leave not having grown as an actor, what was the point? But I think there's a balance. I think making sure it's training that excites you and it's a training style that you think is suited to you. Like I know some schools focus in Meisner, where I studied, it was predominantly Stanislavski and Uterhagen. But yeah, it's a lot of things, I think, deciding, but there is so few schools, and I think very few people actually have options. Some people do have options. Some buggers have options. They come their first year auditioning, they're like, oh, I got here, and I'm like, did you? Okay. But yeah, it is still important. Even if you do get a place, it's got to be the right one.
I think going to schools, because I auditioned for multiple times because I was like, I really want to get in here, and then some I auditioned to once, and I was like, it's too cool for me. I remember, like, no offense to Guildhall or anything, because I think it's such an amazing school, but I went in, I was like, this is like a nightclub. This is so cool.
Of course it is.
Because like I am not this cool. And then I remember going to a drama centre, and I'm very arty, and I loved it because it felt like the Tate. And you go in and you're like, oh, this is so cool. This is me. And then these gorgeous people walking around in their fashion student clothes. Oh, it was so good. But I remember when I walked into Rose Bruford, and it was my first year auditioning for it. At the end of the 3 years of auditioning, because I hadn't really heard too much about it. People were saying, you need to go for the acting musician course at Rose Bruford. I was like, I'm not good enough at music. No, I can't do that. I make songs. That's not what they want. But like, I came in and I just went, oh, and it felt and if you feel safe in an environment, it means that you're safer to experiment, to figure out who you are and who you are as an actor, and what and whether you're supported. Like, I don't know if you had this, Ella, but in Bruford you could have 6 free therapy sessions a year. There was just a really good focus on mental health, and uh, uh, there's greenery around, and it's just a bit out of London. Also, training and things like Meisner was one of the main focuses in Bruford, but and musicality on my side as well. We had Jeremy Harrison, who wrote the book on actor musicianship, and he was teaching us, and it was just really cool, and we're just like, you're amazing. And yeah, it's seeing also where you're, it sounds awful, but like the hierarchy of what is good in each school as well, because when we went to GSA, it was definitely MTs, musical theatre was it, that's what it's mostly selling, and then probably acting, and then all the way down there was our acting foundation. They were like,
It's a thing that's a thing.
And then with Bruford, it's known for its acting musicianship, and also Gary Oldman. But but
I mean, if you've got him, why wouldn't you sell him?
No, I know. He came to visit us on Valentine's Day once. It was the best Valentine's Day ever. It was good. So yeah, think about the alumni that you like. What I was doing, this is a good thing, is when you go to a show, get the programs, and see, oh, he's good. Where did he train? Or like, oh, they look amazing. And oh, whoa, they went to this school. And then watching TV, and if you're more focused on more TV things, look up where they're going. Me and my mum used to play this game, going Prada, and we'd figure out what type of actors went to each school, and whether I would fit into that bracket as well.
But yeah, I'm glad you two both found a really, really good fit for you. That's really, really fantastic. So just sticking with Alice for a little bit, because we've talked about it. Well, you've talked about it a little bit because it's impossible not to. So obviously you did actor musicianship. So, and you did the acting foundation. So what would you say is the difference between the two? Other than musical instruments.
Yeah, we're playing instruments.
How many instruments? How many hundred instruments do you play now, by the way?
So I started off just being a piano player. Then on the GSA Foundation, doing acting, our teacher Darren was like, oh, I've got all these things. Can you make songs out of them? I made about 7 songs for this show, for our final show, didn't we? And then we were like, oh, we can't really have a piano or anything. And then we just got a glockenspiel out, and literally a children's glockenspiel. And I was like, oh, this is good. So then in the audition, I came being like, oh god, I'm an actor. I'm auditioning for acting music. They said, so what instruments do you play? And I was like, instruments. I play piano and glockenspiel, and then I got a recall, and then had to buy a glockenspiel. I bought a children's glockenspiel. I played a mashup song, which was it was a bit cheeky, and all of the and some of the third years were coming up to me saying, I heard that you played a song called Am I an Actor or an Actor Musician? That I'd created, and then had like little twiddly bits in to be like, I can play piano, as well as like write a song. And yeah, that went down really well. So, but that's like, I'm not saying everybody write a song about why you could be this. That's just what felt right for me. And some people can come in and play a concerto. I'm not that type of actor musician. I'm a creator. I'm like writing musical kind of music. And there was,
you did.
Yeah, and there's a whole spectrum of people. So, but now on the course, I picked up bit of violin, guitar, ukulele, and guitar and violin have fallen to the wayside. But yeah, now I'm playing accordion, drums. What else? too many things. Oh, the saw I picked up for Frankenstein, which was hilarious. A similar situation. I came into the audition and they said, what's a really interesting instrument you play? And I thought beforehand what would be the best instrument I could play in Frankenstein. And I went, thinking of learning to play the saw. And then I had to play the saw on stage, which is quite scary when you just buy one from Amazon and you don't get any sound out of it for the first couple of days. But yeah, it's great. And then so yes, acting musicianship. It is it's not just about being able to play an instrument, because you're just like, oh, I'm an actor who plays guitar. It's not that. It's I'm an actor who has musicality, and even if it's in your phrasing, if it's in your body, if it's in just how you think about different things, it's how you're figuring out life through music and things. And what if music really means something to you, like it means a lot to lots of different people, but if it really makes you feel something, then you're an actor muso. Like, yeah, you do need to play instrument as well. But it's if you can express that through music, and you can express feeling through music, and even as a singer, that is you're a muso.
Ella, at your audition or for your drama school, you got a scholarship, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. So did you yes, we worship you, we bow down. So first of all, what was the scholarship? What did you get it for?
It was the Andrew Lloyd Webber Scholarship. I think most schools offer it at some point, or have offered it. But it was the first time Birmingham had been offered it. Gosh, Julian Lloyd Webber. So with the it used to be Birmingham School of Acting, and then it used to be the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire, and then they collaborated together. So which was, I guess that's another thing about picking schools. There are a couple of actor schools that are also conservatoires. So if you are excited by your music and thinking about collaborating with that, I'd recommend looking at conservatoires. And I think it was through his brother that they decided. So Julian was the head of the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire, offered the scholarship for the first time at Birmingham. And once we all got our places, we were able to audition and apply. We had to write these long letters, and then they narrowed it down. And then we had to audition in front of a panel of very scary people, terrifyingly scary people. Because you think once you audition for drama school, you feel like okay, now it's chill. Like I'm here now. It's like no, it just gets scarier. It's fine. No, I'm joking. But I mean, you never stop auditioning. And I had to do songs. I had to do 3 songs. I had to do 2 speeches, and then had to have one of those horrible things called an interview. And from that, they decided to give me the scholarship. But it was based on merit and singing ability. Basically, yeah.
You go in, you get your place, you apply for the scholarship, you get the scholarship. So then what happens? Are there certain things that you have to do as part of your scholarship, or?
It's wonderful. Andrew Webber Foundation are an incredible organisation, and support a lot of people entering into the arts. And they're sort of like a little family in the corner that are just always like sort of rooting for you, just like encouraging you. I have to write letters. When I was training, I had to write a letter at the end of every year about all my challenges, what were my successes, what anything you overcome. Like I think Alice, you're the same as me. We had COVID and things like that during our training, which was obviously quite a challenge. But yeah, it was less like I had to prove myself. What was lovely about the scholarship was you don't need to prove yourself now. It was more of a I think when we're all auditioning, we're in this sort of space of am I good enough sort of thing, which I guess we all actors, we all go through, anyone in the arts. We're just waiting for someone to tell us that we are, where that's not the case, and that's not the way your head should be. But when someone at drama school is offering you a place or not, you're sort of stuck in that sort of space. So gaining the scholarship for me, for someone that definitely has struggled with my belief in my ability, it was sort of like okay, someone believed in me. They definitely have. They're giving me a lot of money. So hopefully that means I do have potential in this work, and I can stop doubting myself and push forward for that. And I think that's what the drama school's a big part of it is. And not to say that if you're not at drama school, you're not good enough, obviously not. But it sort of gives you that reassurance, and it is that safe space where you can just start having fun and start playing and have that opportunity. And I think that's what the scholarship did for me. It kept me thinking, do you know what? You can do this, so keep doing it.
So you definitely recommend people at least trying out for it then?
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely. Just fire yourself at it. The worst they'll do is say no.
Okay, brilliant, lovely stuff. Okay, cool. So what did, like, you're now in drama school, you've chosen your course, you've got your scholarship, bowing down. So what then does your average day at drama school look like?
I'd say it's different on each year, or the way that Birmingham structured it. The way they structured the 3 years was, first year was train. So you had all your lessons in vocal health, vocal biology, acting through song, movement, yoga. All you're just bombarded with you're bombarded with all these like information. It's my dressing gown, sorry. Just
Random board just enters scene.
I mean, it was like a jungle lace or something. I don't know. You're just bombarded with all this information. It's very overwhelming. You don't really you're not really given the opportunity to fully process it. But I think that's the point. It's to bombard you with all this stuff, so then you can start slowly, subconsciously going, okay, so that works for me. That's not my thing. That is my thing. I think I like that. I want to learn more about that. And it's just, you obviously can't be doing this every day constantly. But yeah, so you're in probably about 8:30 in semi-supine, and then your day finishes about 6 o'clock. In first year we had like little mini projects in ensemble work, in psychological realism, so you sort of go through genres as well. And then everything's private, so nothing's about being shown to big audiences. It's all about you just failing if you need to, failing as we all need to. And then second year, it's putting those skills into play. So you start doing more public shows within the school. So we had like second and third years come and see them, and that's when you're starting to learn more about the process of working with a theatre company and the sort of structure of directors, and just understanding how that vocabulary works. And then again, sort of those sort of skills you learn in first year sort of settle into you, and you can relax more. There's less, it's oddly less pressure, because it's just, you're getting more freedom, I think. And then third year, the big guns, you're doing your shows and you're doing a dissertation, and it's sort of, I think third year straight away, like you're off you go. It kind of feels quite quickly like off you go. You're like, but I just got here. It's like, no, you're ready, go. You're like, no, I'm not ready. But you are in ways, and it's more about being an actor, acting, but also a working actor, and trying to develop those skills, and hopefully getting your agent and functioning in that way. That would be 3 years, I think.
It's fairly similar, to be honest. But like obviously with like the actor muso twist in it is that we have like musicality lessons as well. Some schools have like proper, so I know that Mount View, you have individual lessons to have like music practice, but with us it was always all together. If we picked up an instrument, then we've just picked it up. And I think that's like the Bruford way, is that like I got tossed a penny whistle like last week, and now I'm playing it on stage in front of like people. and you just have to adapt to each company and things, and that's what they basically teach you. But so a general day is crying at 9.
It is a literal scheduled class.
scheduled class. No, imagine it, but they don't go like, as an act. Sometimes you go, oh, is there a class on how to cry on cue? Is there a class on this and this? No, it's just you're teaching you've got a little toolbox, that's what they called it, and you can choose to have these tools. So we had Meisner in the toolbox, we had Stanislavski, we had like Brechtian and stuff, and then we were like, what do we do? And then we're like, I don't like this one, I'm going to do this. It doesn't work. And like emotional recall and things like that, sometimes that really works for people. It works for me, but then other people, it just makes them feel really sad for the rest of the day. Don't do that. Yeah, don't like it, and you're like, whoa, well, in that moment it was really good, but now I feel depressed. Acting is not about that. So some people are like, oh, whoa, I really want to learn how to be a proper method actor. It hurts you, and it transforms you. If you've ever watched like a documentary or anything about acting, oh God, what's it called? Is it is it Man on the Moon? But that might have been the film that Jim Carrey did. It's like Jim and oh, but it's on Netflix. It's so good. Just look up Jim Carrey documentary. It's insane, and because he transforms into different characters. Anyway, so a general day is we do a lot of Laban movement. We do clowning. We do physical theatre. We do mask in first year, and we're just building up, and loads and loads and loads of Meisner. And basically, Meisner starts off with going, you're wearing your hair down today. You look pretty. And then it gets down, and then it gets up to like, oh, we've got all these circumstances as well, and you're still trying to like you're sad and getting to different points. And then by the end of first year, they allow you to have some text. Oh, yum. And and it's very tasty. And then you try and put all of the things that you've learned into practice. And we would do this amazing play called August Osage County. Look it up, it's so good. And we would have like Meisner sessions as our characters, and it just created such an amazing world. Then second year we moved more into like surrealism, which is great. Then and performing to second and third years. Then we get to do Shakespeare, which is the thing that I wanted to do so much. And I was so lucky to because it was all over COVID, I was like, I'm not going to get to do Shakespeare, I'll have to do it online. But then we managed to do it outdoors, and I played Cassius in Julius Caesar. I was so happy. I was so
Take
happy.
Brutus to some auditions. No, not Brutus, Mark Antony to some auditions.
I really wanted. I like some auditions, but because I did it in GS, it was my favorite one I've done. So I was crossing my fingers for Mark Antony, but I did like Cassius.
Cassius is a fantastic part.
And then third year, it's when you're out in the world and scary, and everybody's emailing and nobody's talking to each other, saying, "Oh, who are you? Oh no, you got share everything. You're all in the same boat. Nobody's like, you might go, oh well, so and so, she's got similar casting to me. I'm not going to say that I've applied to this agency. No, it's not about that. It's about what agency is a fit for you and things. So don't. A lot of people fall out in third years. Try not to. It's a family, and you're really, really, you're all trying to succeed in this industry, and it's really hard. If you don't have support, and if you're lucky enough to have support from your family, brilliant. But the family that you make with your friends and your actor friends, because they're the people who fully understand what it's like to not get a role, to be in the final two, to not get the agent you want. They know how it feels, and it's good to have people who know how that feels.
Yeah. Now, I'm very conscious that Ella needs to dash off really, really quickly. So just last question really, really quickly. What are you guys up to at the moment?
I'm doing a lot of my muggle job, which all actors will have to some capacity. I'm doing a lot of my muggle job at the moment, because that pays the bills when the acting jobs don't pop about. I'm also at university. I met at drama school. I met some very good friends, and we, like a lot of people, have the mentality of, if the work's not coming, let's make it ourselves. So we created a film company called Green Wasp Productions. It was more of an opportunity to like, I want to direct something, I want to cast and direct something, I want to be a cinematographer, I want to do all these sort of things. And we gave it a go. And currently we're on our third film that's being edited. So I'm in the works doing that and learning about that sort of thing.
Fantastic.
And currently just applying and auditioning and just not having a spare moment, but also you feel like nothing's happening, but everything's happening. That makes
Oh,
sense.
constantly.
I'm in an Actor Muso production of Oh What a Lovely War. It's the 60th anniversary and it's touring to a venue near you.
There will be links in the description. Really
Oh,
go check it out.
amazing! This is
Absolutely will be.
great. It's a wonderful, wonderful company, and it's if you want to know what acting musicianship is, go watch the show. It's we had some of our teachers in last night, which was really sweet, and they just went, yeah, we're going to take all of our babies. We're going to take all the babies to come see this. And can you get us a discount? Yeah, sure. And it's lovely, and there's such a community even afterwards. But yeah, I'm saying this, but I was working my muggle job for about 14 months before this, and like completely like no work. I had my first job, which was brilliant, which was with the same company, Frankenstein, 3 months.
Absolutely fantastic.
Like I've had this amazing opportunity, and my career's just going to go pew. No, it doesn't. Sometimes it does happen like that. I know people who just work and work and work. I haven't had work for like didn't have work for 14 months. Did a lovely little Welsh play, just like and then found out on that job that I'd had this one, and it's insane. You don't. Sometimes you have work and sometimes you don't, but you are always an actor, and that's the thing. When people are like, oh, I'm an out of work actor, no, you're always an actor. Do you say you're an out of work doctor? No. So you need to just always claim that as your own. And yeah, but muggle jobs pay the rent.
Muggle jobs are always good. Muggle
Love
jobs
muggle
tire
jobs.
you out, but they're good.
I'll
Speaking
also
as
say
someone
about a
is currently my day off from my muggle job.
I also say it's very important about muggle jobs, because sometimes you're in this little bubble of acting constantly, and everyone talks about is this acting thing and that theatre thing and that film thing, da, 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 and you kind of forget to just be a human being sometimes. And it's important to have those other things that you love as well.
Yeah.
And I know, like Alice, you have a lot of, you're very artistic, so there's other things that you love and you do as well.
Yeah.
I'm really into my fitness, so like it's important to have other things as well, just other joys. It's not as like a plan B. It's just you can love lots of things in life. And like,
Yeah, I do like I felt like I'm not getting that much stuff. I joined a BML, which is brilliant as well, as a musical theatre writing course. And so I came in as a lyricist, and I was like, yeah, I'll just do this, and that is where I met the director for this show. So you don't like the choices you make. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going here to try and meet a director and get work. No, but just follow the things that you love, and then work will come.
totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't stress or hold on to things. Just keep yourself busy, and don't. Everyone always says, don't wait for the phone to come.
Yeah.
Phone to ring. The phone comes into the room, that'd be insane.
No.
Like
Absolutely just walks in, just I've got a call for you. That is how phones talk in the world.
You never know. I like I've signed up to things like Just Add Milk, Run At It Shouting. There's loads of workshops and stuff, and that's where you meet people that are in the same boat as you. You get to meet casting directors, you get to meet agents, and it's just keeping in that loop. Like acting is a muscle that you have to keep. Although you need your muggle job, you also need to keep working that muscle as much as you can, because it's what you love doing. So it's just finding ways to keep yourself busy, and stuff will come when it comes.
Well, thank you both for coming and chatting to me. It's absolutely lovely to see you again, aside from anything else. It's been a while. We need to do this more often. But yeah, fantastic. Ella, I shall let you get to your muggle job.
Thank you.
And I shall see you when I see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lots of love.